Amity, when she's introduced, appears to be nothing more than your typical bully character. She's pretentious and snobbish, positioned against our earnest, clumsy, dorky, down-to-earth heroine Luz. But that opposition does not last. She begins to respect Luz and care about her and open up, and as this happens, she discovers that she loves Luz a lot. Even though she's too insecure and afraid of rejection to reveal these feelings to Luz. So, why? During a Reddit AMA, Dana Terrace, the showrunner of The Owl House, said that this is Amity's first crush, which is understandable considering her age, and it helps explain how she really has no idea what to do with her feelings. Why does she fall for this awkward girl who's an outsider to this world, and who does not think of herself as being particularly special? Before we get started, we should of course admit that the heart is not a particularly logical organ. I doubt Amity knows why exactly she's attracted to Luz, and part of it is just a waterfall of hormonal teenage attraction. She thinks Luz is beautiful and amazing, but we, as astute viewers of this show, owe it to ourselves to step back and look at these feelings in terms of themes and characterization. What kind of ideas is the show conveying with this pairing? Even if Amity does not know why she is attracted to Luz, we, the viewers, can know. Amity has grown up in a very repressive home environment. Ms. Terrace has said that more information is going to be revealed about Amity's parents as the show progresses, but I doubt those revelations are going to be something like, oh, they were secretly nice all along, because that wouldn't really make sense. These revelations are probably going to be of a much darker sort. We know that they have attempted to control their daughter's life, and they have been mostly successful in doing so. There are distinct similarities between Amity's story and the story of, say, Pacifica Northwest on Gravity Falls. This makes sense, as Ms. Terrace worked on Gravity Falls. No, Amity's parents do not appear to control her with Pavlovian conditioning, as is the case with Pacifica, but they do prevent her from being friends with Willow. She is at this point a child, not a teenager, a literal child, and yet her parents are controlling her personal life. Is it any wonder that she's so lonely? Does she have any friendships, real friendships, based not on appearances, but on actual compassion and joy and caring and tenderness? It doesn't really seem like it. She's so concerned with what she should do in the eyes of society. The expectations of society control her. Beneath her veneer of cool, beneath this facade of pretentiousness, she is secretly very insecure. And then along comes Luz, who has every reason to be insecure, but isn't. Luz is the eccentric one. She's the dreamer. She's the artist. She's off in her own little world, always sketching or drifting off into space, or concocting her own little crazy plans. This isn't to say she's stupid. She's not. She's extremely smart. But there is a sort of separation between her and the rest of society. She's a little ethereal, as I think a lot of artists are. No, she is not entirely immune to what others think of her, but she is very enthusiastic about her passions. She's very gung-ho. She doesn't let herself be held back. She races into challenges without the kind of crippling anxiety that afflicts Amity. Now, this isn't to say that Luz doesn't experience any anxiety, but she is not bound by the expectations of parents who want her to follow them in cohering very closely and tightly to a specific societal code that is an indication of class and status and power. I realize what I'm about to say is a little cliche and cheesy, but Luz helps set her free. Luz helps her realize that another way of life is possible, a way that cares more about passion and goodness and laughter and all the wonderful things in the world, as opposed to cold, steely conventions and bowing down to societal norms. There are things more important than a frigid system that demands subservience to outdated standards of civility and proper behavior. Amity is afraid of this at first. She's afraid of what being with Luz would mean for her. Luz is clumsy and silly, always throwing herself into danger instead of thinking practically. Amity pretends to think this is foolish and dumb and just the actions of someone who doesn't really belong in this world, but secretly Amity envies these aspects of Luz. She respects and honestly loves Luz's willingness to throw herself full throttle into whatever she believes is right, not paying attention to the long-term consequences. She's never really spent a lot of time around that type of spontaneous person. Her parents wouldn't allow it. When she's with Luz, she's a different person. She's more daring and she's more empathetic. When she's with Luz, the parts of herself that have been repressed by all those years of societal upbringing just surge right back to the surface. She likes how Luz makes her feel, and I don't just mean she likes the intoxicating rush of being attracted to someone, although that is a part of it. I mean that when she is with Luz, she feels like she can be a different kind of person, a person less subjected to the influences of her parents and that whole class. She has more freedom to form her own identity based on her own wants and desires and morals. Morality is more important than decorum. Reveling in a wonderful experience is more important than wondering what those in power will think of that experience. Just look at how much more confident and self-assured Amity becomes throughout the Owl House. She manages to drop the facade of arrogant, false confidence that she always used to carry around with her. She develops a different kind of confidence, a very healthy, thoughtful, self-possessed kind of confidence that's really rare to find in people, especially in teenagers. True, she's not all the way there yet thus far in the show, but she's getting there. She's making progress. She's no longer so scared of herself and the idea that she can be a different person than the person her parents raised her to be. So what does that mean for her relationship with Luz? What does that mean for the show going forward? Currently, they are friends. Close friends. This is a nice, safe, comfortable place to be, and there's nothing wrong with being friends. There really isn't. There are not enough great displays of affectionate, caring friendship on television, but Amity wants more. She wants that romantic connection, and Luz is too dense and off in her own little world to understand Amity's feelings. Again, this does not mean Luz is an idiot, just that she is not particularly prone at reading social cues. I think a lot of us have been there, even though Luz takes it to something of an extreme. It's not like Amity is being particularly subtle. Is it possible that Luz could reject Amity once she learns about Amity's feelings? It is possible, it's always a possibility, and it is a possibility that Amity is completely terrified of. But there's no reason to believe that this will happen. When you care about someone that much, like Amity does, being rejected is a risk you have to take. The rewards are worthwhile. Amity will have to confront Luz with her feelings if she wants Luz to understand those feelings. As someone who loves and appreciates this couple and thinks that they are more affectionate and caring people when they are together, I hope that Amity finds the strength within herself to admit her feelings to Luz. It's not guaranteed to work, but if she doesn't do it, she has no chance of getting what she really wants, what she really needs to become the person she wants to be. So thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can and you want to see more videos like this. Keep watching The Owl House. It's this very nice little show that really snuck up on us during this terrible, terrible year of 2020. I like what they're doing with the characters and the ideas in the show, and I really want to see where they go moving forward, both in Season 2 and in possible future seasons. I think whatever they have planned for these two, Luz and Amity, I think it will be a really delightful treat to watch. So make sure you're there for that. Anyway, tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon. I promise you that. Thank y'all again. Adios, comrades.